Am I the asshole for rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband? I, 30 female, have been married to my husband, 32 male, for 5 years.
That's not long enough. You can open it up.
We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 male and 6 female, and have a very strong relationship and are happy together. Recently, my quote-unquote friend, Lisa, 29 female, confided in me that she had developed feelings for my husband. She said that she finds him attractive and admires our relationship. She asked if we would consider having an open relationship and so she could be with him too.
That's pretty forward. Okay.
I don't think this is how it happened. I don't know that much about open relationships.
Yeah,
but I don't think having the woman that wants to sleep with your husband spur it on is usually how it goes.
How it starts.
I think usually the couple decides and then they date people.
Yeah. I don't think it's the outside coming in like, yo, I want to fuck your husband. You want to
Can I your husband's?
Yeah.
Please. I was shocked and told her no, explaining that my husband and I are committed to each other and that we are not interested in an open relationship.
Asshole, didn't even discuss it with the husband.
I feel like if this ended here and nothing else happened, it would be like, okay, she made a faux pas.
It was a little.
You know what?
This was
a little crazy.
It's a little crazy.
And maybe you distance yourself from Lisa.
I think it's quote unquote reasonable for someone to be like, I think your husband's attractive. I think it went a little left turn there afterwards.
Just a little bit, but I think that would be not that bad.
Yeah.
Lisa got upset and accused me of being selfish and closed-minded. She argued that modern relationships should be flexible and that I was denying her happiness.
But
dude, there's a loneliness epidemic.
There's a yearning epidemic.
There's a yearning epidemic, and it's all Lisa yearning for your husband. She's coming to get you. What the fuck? What do you mean selfish and closed-minded?
Well, isn't the point of modern relationships in this argument that people should be allowed to do what they want, but that also includes monogamous
respecting people's relationship. Since then, Lisa has been distant and has been spreading rumors in our friend group suggesting that I am overly possessive and controlling. That's just not cool. This is fucked up.
What the fuck?
This has caused a lot of tension, and some of our mutual friends are now taking sides. My husband is supportive of my decision, but I feel guilty for the drama it has caused. So am I the asshole for rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband? Edit.
Oh, okay.
This has attracted a lot more attention very fast than I thought it would. I read most of your comments, and I think tomorrow I will talk to the whole friend group about it, and I'll update after. Update 1. After reading some of your comments, I decided to bring the group out for coffee and told them all what Lisa said and the real story. I also showed them the Reddit post. After showing them, there were 2 girls that were still on Lisa's side. So I took some advice from the comments and said, let Lisa fuck your husband, then you can be on her side. After that, everyone was on my side, thankfully. Lisa wasn't happy at all, and she started ranting about how it quote-unquote wasn't fair, and she just wanted to experiment something new. And it wasn't even that bad of a request. You're making it such a big deal, which I didn't get. Me and the rest of the group have officially cut contact with Lisa, just hoping she doesn't try to reach out. We'll update if something happens. Also, just clarifying that Lisa also asked my husband for an open marriage. He also rejected, saying, even if I was, I would never want to go out with you.
Oh,
burn.
That's that cold.
Cold. I'm thinking of cutting off the ladies that were on Lisa's side for so long, but I'm not sure if they heard a different story or not, so should I? Am I the asshole for requesting to be dropped off nearer to the apartment because I didn't want to walk across the parking garage?
How big is this fucking parking garage?
This one's interesting to me.
Like 100 feet?
Because everyone reacted like, you're such a little baby, just walk. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, though. This is weird to me.
Okay,
I don't know.
I got you. I will say it definitely does feel like that off the top of my head, but also I could be swayed easily, you know?
Well, I mean, I kind of agree. I mostly agree. Okay. My wife and I have been spending some time with her family at her sister's apartment. We've done some excursions during the day, and I've been getting back at night when her parking garage is getting full. My sister-in-law has been driving, and she struggles to park in these spaces. I will acknowledge that the spaces are tight, but it's still doable. She was meandering around through the first floor garage, getting frustrated after attempting to park at a spot only to low-key panic and pull out and search for a better one.
That's so fucking relatable, though.
I know. That's why I'm like, that's very relatable. The amount of people that
fucking park so badly that you can't park in the spot next to them sucks. If that's what's happening here, but yeah.
It's constant, yeah. Finally, second night in a row, she gets frazzled and asks us to get out of the car because it's too much pressure to try to park with everyone in the car. I totally feel
understand that, yeah.
Especially, like, I don't know what it is, but whenever you pick up, like, extended family and extended families all in a car, everyone's got a damn comment about whoever's driving.
For sure, yeah. Everyone's a backseat driver.
For real, yeah. Okay. At this point, we're all the way in the back of the garage, and she lives up the front, maybe 50 to 75 yards away. She gives us directions for getting back, and just as someone is about to open the door, I inquire if we can be dropped off closer to her apartment. She explains the directions again and gestures to the mailroom door that we have to take to get to the first floor. Yeah, but then we have to walk all the way back that way to get to your apartment, I say. She gets real mad and says, okay, fine, and starts driving fast through the parking lot to the door. So she still
did it, yeah. Like
closest to her apartment. She begins mocking me, wanting door-to-door service. I didn't argue or say anything else. We also had bags in the car, so we grabbed all our stuff and walked up to the apartment. I figured if you're going to kick people out of the car prematurely, you may as well bring them close to the destination, especially since it was the result of her own discomfort parking her car. But maybe I'm just an asshole? Okay. There are like 6 edits.
What? Okay, all right, let's fucking go, dude. Yeah, because I need more information, because it really...
when I picked this did not have 6 edits, so
let's fucking
I'm
go,
learning
dude.
information as everyone... I'm learning information as well. Editing to say that she did eventually pick a parking spot, and it was right near the entrance and her apartment. Also, sister-in-law is a very smart, independent woman, that was never in question, who has been living for years in one of those nicer apartments where you scan a card to open the door to the garage so it's very safe. Who are asking these questions? Second edit to acknowledge that I should stop commenting to people and put things up here if extra context is needed. I have offered many times throughout the extended weekend to drive and pitch in to make her hosting life easier, but she has kindly rejected. We're at the concert now, so I won't be able to respond for a bit. Nerdy glasses eyes emoji. Okay, edit 3. Wifey has entered the chat. If you want to hear her thoughts, scroll down.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Edit 4. Concert is over and I have some catching up to do. That smiley face one with the little droplet where it's kind of like,
oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I sincerely want to thank everyone who chimed in, whether for or against me. I could admit that it was rude to press my sister-in-law a second time to bring us to the front of the garage. I should have shot my shot and left it at that. Oh my god. Okay, edit 5, going to bed. I know there are many comments I haven't been able to see, but I'll catch up tomorrow. We have another long ride in the car. Devil emoji. Edit 6, forgot to mention that we were returning from a long day at Six Flags, and nobody has mobility issues since a lot of people were asking about that.
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend of 4 years after my brother returned home from his military enlistment? I, 22 female, was in a relationship with my ex, 22 male, for 4 years, and I broke up with him last month. I am going to provide some context. My brother decided to enlist in the military after high school. We were always close because our parents were extremely toxic and controlling. However, as a consequence of our parents' toxicity, my brother had a rebellious side to him and would do anything our parents didn't want him to do, and he never listened to them. And so he decided to go the military route instead of pursuing a higher degree. I had a lot of serious discussions with him because I was really worried about him joining the military. I was worried about his physical safety and his emotional well-being. I had almost stopped him from enlisting, but he was determined on doing the exact opposite of what our parents have wanted him to do. And so he enlisted in the military, the Marine Corps specifically. I met my ex during my first year of college, and we started dating shortly after because we hit it off immediately. When we started dating, I made it clear to my ex that if we were still dating in 4 years, I would break up with him after my brother would return home from his military enlistment. The past 4 years, I was also in touch with my brother. Although communication with him was limited, especially after he was deployed abroad in South Korea. He was not having a great time, and it made me really anxious and nervous. I had a lot of sleepless nights and nightmares that something had happened to him. After 4 years, my ex and I were still dating, and over the last year, I reminded him multiple times that we would have to call it off after my brother came home. My ex, however, was becoming really sad and asked me to reconsider because he really loved me.
Am I missing something?
But I told him no. I had already signed the lease for my new apartment, and I told my ex that I would move out when my brother came home. My brother safely returned home last month, and that was the happiest moment of my life. I had already packed up and shifted to a new apartment my brother and I would be living in. My ex, however, called me inconsiderate because I had destroyed his feelings and that he couldn't believe that I so easily broke up on a relationship of 4 years and that I didn't at all seem sad about it. Was I an asshole for stringing my ex along for 4 years when I had made it clear to him multiple times that this was a temporary thing?
I'm so confused. Did I miss something? Why did she have to break up because her brother came back?
I think OP wants to fuck her brother. My boyfriend doesn't want me drinking during the week, and I mean a single glass of wine, so he says.
Get rid of him.
Me, 30 female, him, 27 male. I'm going to call him Dave for this post. I'm not even sure where to start. It was such a great Thursday. I got home from work, and Dave and I went shopping and got a few things for dinner. Shrimp, salmon, and asparagus. One of my favorite meals. What goes well with this meal? A glass of wine.
Yeah.
When I asked my boyfriend if he could go get a small bottle of my favorite wine so we can have a glass with dinner, he said no. I was sort of thrown off by his response. And I asked him why. He said, quote, "You shouldn't be drinking on a weekday." I said, "Pardon me?" Then his response was, quote, "Your family are alcoholics, and I don't trust your family genes." I was livid.
Okay, built up.
Yeah, no way.
My dad used to be a heavy drinker, but he no longer is. And even so, how does that have to do with how I am with it? I've never abused alcohol before. I haven't even had a glass of wine with dinner for as long as I can remember. I've been living on my own since I was 15. He's been living with me for about 3 years. I said to him that I'm a grown-ass woman, and if I want a glass of wine with my dinner, I'm more than welcome to do so. And it's not his choice to have a say. And honestly, if he doesn't like that, then I feel like maybe he should move back to his dad's. Who gets mad for someone wanting a glass of wine with dinner? He ended up getting very angry and stormed off to his dad's house. In the end of all of this, the perfectly cooked dinner was left out and no one had dinner tonight, and he will be staying at his dad's now. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with a glass of wine.
She's not saying a bottle.
Out of the blue like that is pretty random.
To me, it's not even about the alcohol. It's just about like, what else are you going to do?
The controlling
The
aspect.
controlling
Yes.
aspect of it is just like, that's where the problem is. And if it sounds like with that hard no and just no explanation, just like you shouldn't be drinking that. It's like, oh, okay. So what else can I not do under your roof?
And there is a comment from OP clarifying, like, has he ever brought this up before? Like someone asked that.
Yeah.
And OP goes, no, he never did. Maybe because he knew how my dad was with it and my dad's father. Maybe he's just scared it will be passed down to me one day. I don't know.
Yeah, it just sounds childish. Like just like the whole like throwing away dinner and just going to daddy's house just seems like he is
A little immature.
has a little bit more room to grow.
Yeah, and I
Coming
also
from me, that's a lot.
My husband peed on my wedding dress the night of our wedding. I still have no idea what is going on in his head to think that this was a nothing or no big deal. He literally peed on my wedding dress the night of our wedding inside the hotel room. I yelled at him constantly and he nonchalantly said that he was just marking his territory and went on about how he's been wanting to do this when he gets married and that he didn't tell me because he was positively 100% sure I'd get mad at him, but he said it's worth it since he got to do it. I couldn't believe it, but he assured me that pee washes off easily and I shouldn't worry, but I was just so mad and disgusted at what he's done. He's acted like nothing happened and was just actually expecting but I told him off. I just can't get rid of the awful feeling and sight. I couldn't even sleep in the same bed with him after that. My husband was all smiles and encouraged when he told me that his friends at church told him that they were talking about how he's the perfect husband. I immediately laughed and noticed that he was offended by that. I then started to tell him how I believe he's an amazing husband and that I wouldn't want to be married to anybody else, but I know the good, bad, and ugly, so perfect is not how I would describe you. I could tell he was still not pleased. I told him my reaction was the same way he laughs and thinks if only you knew when someone tells him that I must be an angel and they can't see me getting upset because he sees me when I'm upset often. I learned that he expected me to be happy for him and think that it's awesome that his friends think so highly of him. Even when I challenged that I know you best as a husband because I'm married to you, he told me his friends know him better because I tell them things I don't tell you. He also shared he didn't think they literally meant perfect in the sense of having zero flaws, but his interpretation was they thought him to be of high quality role model husband.